What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, I have John Chavez. He is an expert on looking at different altcoins, also a general opinion on the market. He has many years of experience, and he has his YouTube channel down below in the description, which is Altcoin John. Check him out, guys. He is posting almost every single day. And John Chavez, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, Andy. Really excited to go ahead and be part of this. I know we've been trying to connect for a while, but you're a very busy person. So I really appreciate you for taking your time and actually, allowing me to go ahead and jump into your platform.
Absolutely, man. I'm happy to have you here. Well, basically, John is going to be talking a little bit on the general market sentiment. Of course, we'll be taking a look at the DXY, as I've been taking a look at also with the community, the Bitcoin dominance to see, where's the dominance going potentially for the next coming months, and have a general perspective on what is happening with Bitcoin and crypto for the next 6, 12 to 18 months, right? So, yeah, I mean, John, I want my community to see what is your opinion.
Awesome, man. So let's go ahead and go straight to it. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick.
We can see.
Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and give everybody just a little background. I started off in the traditional finance, trading stocks and options back in 2017. Eventually, that whole entire AMC, GameStop, kind of like really bothered me due to the fact that they stopped all the
Mhm.
brokers. So I made that transition more into crypto. Now I'm jumping more into the crypto side, but that's really where my knowledge came from. And that's how I was able to kind of translate it a little bit more. So I'm more of a fundamental. So we're going to go ahead and look at
Yeah.
overly, I have a DXY on the chart that I'm going to pull out. That
Mhm.
way, so you guys can go ahead and see what I've noticed that has been very interesting. So we actually go back right here, looking at the monthly. Something very interesting that I found that around the 80s, there was a Black Monday bank crisis, right? So that's when the DXY actually began to crash. Then we
Mhm.
had the dot-com bubble, which was around the 2000s, early 2000s. And you always notice that the DXY does hover around the area of 119 and usually just dumps from that area. So something very interesting that I believe that we're currently in, I think we are in the tech crisis. And I
Mhm.
say that because right now we have Facebook, all the big FANG companies, Apple, um, having an employment freeze and are pretty much firing everybody right now due to the fact that they don't have enough budget to go ahead and keep up with all of that.
Mhm.
And that's what I think we're currently in. It hasn't been confirmed that we're in a tech crisis. We're going to know later down the line.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, that's what I think. Now we have AI as well. So a lot of people are actually being replaced by their jobs because of
Mhm.
AI. So I think that's what's very interesting. I do believe that the DXY is going to go up in the short term,
Yeah.
and that is kind of bearish for BTC
Mhm.
short term. Long term, I believe we're bullish, and I'm going to go ahead and go into a little bit more indicators of why. But I do believe we could see the DXY at least hit the levels of 120, and it wouldn't even be surprising if we do hit the 140. So we are currently looking to have a bounce. So do expect for a little bit more consolidation. I expect this to go on for at least 2 years. That is my opinion. But
Wow.
we're going to go ahead and end it there with the DXY and go a little bit further onto the other charts. But what are your thoughts, Andy, on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am actually short-term bullish on the DXY. And also this chart is amazing where you can see the actual, dot-com bubble, the tech crisis. I do think that we are entering into that tech crisis. Of course, a lot of people are trying to predict that it's already here, but it might extend another 6, 12, 18 months till we actually see that proper crash, right? So I bullish on DXY, meaning that, yeah, of course, on Bitcoin and crypto, we're probably going to see a little bit of a downturn until we actually peak on the DXY. But yeah, very interesting also to know your thoughts on this, and how you see the Black Monday bank crisis, dot-com bubble, and now in this uptrend, it's inevitable that we are entering into this, tech crisis. However, we don't really know how far we can extend it, right? It can be another 6 months,
100%.
12 months, 2 years, like you said, right? You could see a DXY still pumping steadily for the next 2 years. So yeah, pretty curious. That was pretty nice to see on the charts there.
Yeah, definitely had to bring this topic, man. I know you talk a lot about the DXY, so I
Yeah.
thought this would have been a good topic. So let's go ahead and switch over to the Bitcoin dominance.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that's very interesting for the Bitcoin dominance is that usually around this area, if you're looking at the monthly, it always tops of resistance around this line that I have up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very simple person. I just do support and resistance. So I
Yeah,
apologize if I'm not doing anything too crazy or fancy. But I like to keep it something simple and just go straight to what I understand. But
exactly.
if you actually go back right here, we had, back in 2021, BTC topped right here and then dumped. Altcoin season slash meme coin season. That's when it started around that time. Then we go back again. We touched it back in December, dumped. Then we tried testing that area again back in July of 2022, and it dumped. So, in my opinion, I really believe, I know the month is not over yet. It's going to be over in the next couple of days, maybe one or two. But
Mm-hmm.
it does look like BTC is getting ready to pump. And another reason why I want to say that is we are lacking volume in order for Bitcoin to even make those new all-time highs. So just the DXY alone and the dominance is pretty concerning that BTC is going to be short-term bearish, but it is an opportunity for altcoin season and meme coin season to go ahead and catch little trades here and there.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on there, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. I've been talking about the Bitcoin dominance about a week ago or so on my videos as well, and it's clearly that we're at the resistance, right? That 50% on dominance, 49, 50% is like a huge level. We've been hitting that level for the last, over a year right now, and getting rejected from
100%.
it. So do you think we could get rejected from that level, or we'll break it?
I mean, that's very interesting, man. Anything
Mhm.
can happen, right? It's a
Yeah,
crypto
exactly.
space. Tomorrow, we could literally have whatever news, whatever reason, BTC pump all the way up to 40,000.
Mm.
I highly doubt it. I believe that we are topping that moment. In my
Mhm.
opinion, I believe BTC is exhausted and we don't have
Mhm.
enough volume to really push to the upside, even if we wanted to, unless there was a crazy event like the dollar crashing tomorrow, which is
Yeah,
definitely needed in order for BTC to go up.
yeah.
I don't see that happening anytime soon. So I do think BTC is going to take a breather for a few months, but it doesn't mean there isn't opportunities to make money in the market.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I also think I'm a guy that's calling, for sub 25K now for the last few weeks. And I think, if we do get that pullback, I think it's only going to be healthy for potential recovery, right, in the next coming months. But overall, yeah, pretty interesting to see. Thanks for your thoughts on that
Yeah,
one.
100%. So now we're going to go ahead and head over to the BTC rainbow chart.
Hmm.
So something very interesting around here is that usually during the halving, BTC always tends to pump. Usually not right away, but it does pump around that area, as we see right here back into 2016 to 2017. It took a
Hmm.
while, but BTC did make new all-time highs as well back in the early 2000s, so like 2012, 2013.
Hmm.
BTC also made a new all-time high. They say history tends to repeat itself, right? It's not always the case, but for the most part, we could both agree to disagree that with this information and data, we could definitely go ahead and have better prediction of where things are going with the market. And
Hmm.
we actually look back right here around 2020. That's when BTC 2020 to 2021, BTC actually made a new high. And right now we're actually getting close to the halving right now as well. I wouldn't say it's around the corner, but it is around maybe in about a year and a half. This is right here 2024.
Yeah.
Something very interesting though that I found that people are going to be pretty impressed by is that we actually do have the US elections in the year of 2024.
Hmm.
So that is something very interesting. I do believe that that is definitely going to go ahead and bring some influence into the market, with regulation going on right now. I really do believe more institutional buyers are going to jump into the market. So that's another opinion of why I believe, short term BTC is going to be a bit bearish and it's going to be consolidating. But I
Hmm.
do believe that in the year of 2024 to 2025, we could be seeing that 100,000 BTC that people have been expecting, right? I'm not saying it's going to happen 100%, but with the indicators that we've both been looking at, as far as the dominance,
Hmm.
we have the DXY, now we have the rainbow chart. That could definitely give us a little bit more influence and prediction of where the market could be heading in the next couple years to the next couple months.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you there. So, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting how, this phase in between 2023 and 2024 till the halving, we could still see that downside volatility, right? We need to see, good times come after bad times, right? And have the bad times
Correct.
finished yet. So we could see a little bit of that more bearishness, sideways action. So, but yeah, totally agree. I think after the halving, Bitcoin inevitably will have to start recovering, as it's an attention worldwide. People will be purchasing Bitcoin at 20K, 15K, and if it goes to 10K, well, I think that, I think it's unlikely, and I think if it goes down to 10K, a lot of people are going to be buying very fast. So it's not going to be down there for a long time. It's going to be basically just a few days or a couple of weeks, right, till it starts recovering from those levels. So
Yeah. It'll probably be a couple of seconds because I know a few years ago that's what happened with
yeah,
BTC. It broke down to around like 10K and it literally got bought up within like 1 second.
yeah. There are a
So
lot of limit
it's pretty
orders down
crazy.
there. So it might be just one
Yeah.
wick. So
Yeah, 100%,
yeah.
100%. So that's very interesting. So now we're just going to go ahead and finish it off with just some overall perspective of what we could go ahead and look on BTC. I like looking at the weekly just
Mm-hmm.
because I'm more of a longer term swing trader,
Mm-hmm.
more with the fundamentals. So I like
Yeah.
looking at anywhere between the daily up to the weekly. But the weekly is something that's very, very interesting. Is that I do believe there is a couple cup and handle pattern forming right here around this area, and we
Mm-hmm.
could actually go ahead and go as low that I've been saying this for a while. I think we could definitely go ahead and go as low as 23,000, and we
Yeah.
could still be extremely bullish.
Mm-hmm.
But one area that's going to be very, very interesting to go ahead and break would be around the area of 32,000. So this has been a strong resistance in the past. And I really do believe that breaking this area is going to take a lot of power. And
Mm.
one thing that we could notice is that volume has been decreasing. So that is something very interesting. Like I said, short term bearish on BTC, but long term. And
Mm-hmm.
this could happen in the next couple of weeks, or it could just consolidate, right? Or we could touch
Yeah.
32,000 and dump. There's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of scenarios, but I think this does look like a cup on handle. But we really do need that volume to go ahead and squeeze to the upside to go ahead and be able to break that
Yeah.
resistance.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree on that. I mean, I think if we start pumping up right now from current levels to $32,000, I think it will heavily fail. But if we get that longer term, couple of weeks more of bearishness going to sub 25K, that will give a little bit of more power for the bulls to push the price up afterwards. So, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with you. So I definitely do think that we are short term bearish on that, but we are looking to the midterm, long term bullish on Bitcoin. And I do want to go ahead and leave it out with this information out to everybody before we do end this video. But I do want to go ahead and mention that something that's very, very interesting. In order for BTC to really go ahead and make those new all-time highs is when the DXY crashes. So we definitely do want the dollar to crash. And there has been a lot of very interesting things as well. Is that right now they're being in the talks about the Fed Now coin, which is
Mm-hmm.
going to be a little bit more information in around July, or I believe it's around like June or July. So we
Yeah.
are going to be waiting into what the Fed says about that. But
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, I think we need a dollar to go ahead and collapse in
Mm.
order for BTC to decouple itself from the
Yeah.
traditional stock market. And I
Yeah.
think that's what's going to allow us to go ahead and make those new all-time highs. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really hoping the dollar crashes. It's bad for the economy, but it's good for us traders that are out here,
Yeah.
in the crypto space, and that's why everybody should diversify. But what do you think about that, Andy?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt if the dollar needs to collapse for Bitcoin to actually, get to all-time highs, right? So I think like you said, it's the DXY is short-term bullish, right? And it's very likely to continue going to the upside until we see that big recession tech bubble, crashing. Until that happens, they are going to do everything to try and sustain, the economy, the dollar going up, and then when the tech bubble really busts, well, then obviously the DXY should have to follow also with that, and that is the moment that we want to start getting in, investing in cryptocurrency and well, Bitcoin and crypto basically in general, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. So we are going to go ahead and leave this video with one meme coin that I've been looking at. Just go ahead and keep in mind, everybody, this is a high risk, high reward. But I really do
Absolutely.
believe that that this token is going to go ahead and pump very, very massively. I do expect maybe on the short term about like a 6x. It's called Monkeys. There is another one as well, so be on the lookout for that. But this one has been increasing in holders for the last couple days. I've been talking about this monkey since it had about 1,100 holders. Right now we are at 2.5K, and I do expect this to go over at least 10 million market cap easily. So it does look like it's getting ready to go ahead and shoot to the upside. I am looking to go ahead and add to my position. Currently, right now, I'm about a small little 6x on my position right now, but I do believe that it is going to be breaking to this upside very, very soon. So just be on the lookout for that. Like I said, this is a high risk, high reward kind of play. But I do want to go ahead and leave everybody so you guys can go ahead and check that out on your own.
Nice, man. Thanks, John, for putting that altcoin into the video, man. Yeah, we like meme altcoins as well, right? I actually bought Pepe just before it started pumping like crazy. I did a 10x on that. I only cashed out 50%, so the other 50% is still there and it's still in profits, but it's just there basically. But yeah, pretty cool. Thanks for pointing out this altcoin. You know the thing, guys. Altcoin meme altcoins. They are very risky, but you can make huge gains, but you can also make huge losses. Okay, so you obviously need to take this at your own risk. John, thank you very much, man. Guys, check John. He is down below in the description, his YouTube channel, Altcoin John. Check him out, guys. He's also posting different videos on altcoins, cryptocurrency, meme coins, and the general market, guys. Thank you, John, and I'll see you very soon, yeah?
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you. Thank you, everyone.